Hello, friends. Hello, hello. My name is Janessa, and I'm the head of community here at Sell with Amy. And today I'm here to get deep. Okay, there's a lot going on currently, but I want to start by we'll start it this way. Okay, I didn't feel like going live today, and I'm saying that not to make it sound like I'm not grateful to be able to be here and go live, but I want to be able to sort of preface it and I'm sharing a personal experience because I want to be able to use it to give an example of how maybe you've come across some things that sometimes you just don't feel like working your business or doing the things. So 2 years ago, and again, I'm not saying this for sympathy. I'm more sharing my personal experience because there's a lot of examples of this, many of which I'd prefer not to share here. But this one, for whatever reason, I am. 2 years ago today, my dad passed away, and it's a hard day. The last thing I wanted to do was come here and go live. Hi, Angie and Stephanie. So good to see your faces here. Um, and so I didn't feel like it. And there's a lot of times that we don't feel like doing the things that we know are eventually or are going to end up being a good thing for us. So me going live means I get to connect with community. I get to connect with each of you and I get to chat with you about how you can work your businesses and do great things. And so I know when I go live and I see my friends join and say hello in the comments, it makes my day. I know that it in some ways may make your day as well. And I know that's a good thing. But some days there's just things that are hard and things that sometimes we just don't feel like it. Hi, Ida. And so today, of all days, today on the anniversary of my dad's passing, is one of those days where I just didn't feel like it. But what did I do? I leaned into my routines. Routines help you prep for work or prep for activities highly that or things that allow you to stay focused and energized and do the things that maybe are hard to get started, but once you do them, you're grateful that you took care of them. And so with my routine, I um, I pulled myself out. Now, I'm not saying this routine works for everybody, but for my lives, I typically make sure that I've got some makeup on because it makes me feel more confident. It's about how I feel. It's not about necessarily what's prescribed, but and I typically do my hair. I do that because this part of me, right, is on camera. And so I know if I'm going to have friends join me, that's part of my routine. Now, when we were in the office, I'm not in the office currently, but when we were in the office, the team used to laugh because I would always run around about 15 minutes before a live and I would grab a piece of chocolate because a piece of chocolate felt it made me feel like I had the energy. I wanted to bring that energy and enthusiasm to the live. I didn't want to show up and be sort of dull and boring, right? And chocolate always makes me feel good. It's part of my routine. So jumping into routines allow you to be at your best while doing the things that potentially could be challenging. It really helps you prep for your work. 4 years ago, shortly after I joined the Sell with Amy team, I will never forget there is a specific person, and maybe she's here, maybe she's not. She used to say she would do her to dos while blow drying her hair. So she'd be blow drying her hair and doing her to dos with one hand, blow drying her hair with the other. Maybe I should do it this way, whatever. Anyway, blow drying her hair and tackling her to dos. And part of that was because she knew she was getting ready every day. She knew she was going to be able to tackle those to dos. She knew she was going to be able to connect with her customers daily. And it was something that she would not be able to skip because that's part of her morning routine. So routines can absolutely, Stephanie says, so funny, I'm doing your Amy to-dos right now and you didn't feel like it, but you're so glad you did. That's exactly my point. Thank you for bringing that up, Stephanie. Sometimes we need that, okay, it's overwhelming. Currently, I have 16 to-dos right here, sitting here waiting for me. It's overwhelming. But if you get the first done, the rest of them are fairly easy. You can burn through to-dos very quickly. Sometimes people see that little notification. If I were to get out of here, that little notification on their phone that says there's 16 things to do, it's a little overwhelming. Um, tackle 3, tackle 5, and build in a routine to make sure you get them started, you get them up and running. How can you do that? Let's talk about it. If you don't already have a business bestie, Okay. It doesn't have to be someone who sells what you sell. It could be your spouse, your children, your just your best friend. You know that person in your corner that almost cares more about how you're doing than maybe you do? That person cheering you on. If you don't have a business bestie yet, I encourage you to look for opportunities to start to cheer somebody else on. Now, you can even look in the comments and see if there's somebody there who's looking for a business bestie. The business bestie allows you to connect with them to connect with you, and specifically keep you both, if you're both in this industry, right? Um, if you have a spouse and they're not in this industry, they can still be your business bestie by saying, "What'd you do for your business today?" Checking in with one another, seeing how you're doing, rolling along and tracking against your goals. Best way to do that is take a peek at your dashboard. If your business bestie is on Amy, you have the ability to go ahead and say, "Hey, how's your dashboard looking today?" Find a business bestie, find somebody who's as invested in you succeeding as you are, okay? Somebody who just can't wait to see you succeed, and then create a routine. You can actually, what I would encourage you to do, we have within the app, if you go through, I'm going to share my business bestie with work, Meg, the incredible Meg. She's my business bestie. Now I have her listed as a team member, but maybe you want to create, for example, another custom label, and it could be business bestie. And I'm going to go ahead and hit done or return. Sorry. So now she's listed as my business bestie. Now she's not actually a team member. I actually selected that and I neglected to do the really important. I've listed her as a level 1 team member. What that's going to do is that's going to remind me to reach out to her 3 times a month. Okay. This goes back to those routines. If I'm going ahead and I see that she's a team member, but I also see that she's a business bestie, it's going to allow me or remind me when I'm doing team reach outs, right? To check on my team members to see how they're doing, to see if they're striving towards their goals. It allows me to also have her on that list. So I'm getting those 3 reminders a month and I'll check in with her. And ideally, she'd be checking in with me as well. But you can do this. Hi, Jen. She's live. You can do this so that way you have the opportunity to reach out to that business bestie and you both can encourage each other. And again, it doesn't have to be selling what you're selling. It does not have to be necessarily somebody in this industry, although that's helpful because they sort of get it. All the nuances of direct sales, all the nuances of have you shared things out? Um, have you shared things out? Have you shared out specials? What's going on with your business? I haven't heard from you, or I have noticed that you've been quiet. How have you been doing with your to-dos? Angie says, does marking team members as level 2 or 3 do anything yet? It does not. However, and the reason for that is because we want you to be able to decide. Level 1 does not necessarily mean your direct, somebody you're a direct sponsor to, or it's your frontline dependent. Verbiage is funny. But level 2 or level 3 could be, for example, level 2, if I wanted to go through, and I'm fairly confident with here, if I were to go ahead and if I were to sort, so I did this really fast because of my brain's sort of thinking faster than my mouth. So in this example, if I were to go through and I were to filter, the benefit of having level 2 and level 3 is, let's say the team members level 1 are those workers that I know I want to connect with each month frequently. 3 times a month is when we encourage you to connect with those team members. Beginning of the month, hey, how's it going? Do you have goals set? Middle of the month, is there anything you need? What do you have planned for the rest of the month? And then at the end of the month, is there anything that you need? How can I help you hit your goals by the end of the month? And if you have hit your goals, what are you doing about next month? Have you made a goal for next month? Um, it's funny. It's so funny because James said runs to grab his phone so he can copy Stephanie by doing his to-dos right now. And Andrew's saying, okay, it could be a great way to break up chunks and reach out at different times. It absolutely can. So the intent, if I were to go to categories and then list level 2, and I'm fairly confident I don't have anyone listed, it says no contacts found. The benefit of this is if you have people who are hobbyists or picked up the kit just to be able to supply their own goods, right? To be able to buy their own. If you're connecting with them either on a monthly basis or even quarterly basis, if you have a company that has minimums, you want to make sure they're meeting those minimums so they don't lose their personal discount, for example. that's a good opportunity to filter by level 2 and level 3 and reach out to those individuals. The people who are truly having maybe a party a month for themselves could go from being a level 2, I'm going to connect with you very briefly just to see how you're doing. Is there anything you need from me? To realizing, hey, if I host a party a month, I'm getting paid enough to be able to supply my own goods, but also I might be able to buy some of the other things that I want as well. And so they could get moved to a level 1 in terms of the level of frequency of reach outs. But it's important to build routines to keep these things going. And that's pointing me to here. We want to encourage you to use the app as part of your daily routine in an ideal world, okay? Especially for our friends who don't have automatic information coming from a workstation or a back office or whatever. We want to encourage you to make sure that when you get that email that you've gotten an order, you go ahead and log it in Amy. Now, maybe the routine is as soon as you see that email, you log that into Amy. I talked to a friend yesterday that is paying a teenager to log orders into Amy like once a week, twice a week, and not paying a ton, but legitimately utilizing this resource that she has, a teenager, to be able to log those orders so she can just do the follow up quickly and easily. You want to build a routine that keeps things chugging along so you don't have to, so you don't get stuck in that funk. When you have a day that you know is going to be hard, your routines will help carry you through. Your business besties will help carry you through as well. Um, Ida grabbed her phone to copy James. We should just have this be the Thursday, 11 a.m. Pacific time. Go ahead and tackle to-dos while listening to me time, right? Maybe that should be a common thing. And so, hang on, I can't see. So James said exactly perfect for those who may not need as much team information, but still need that connection. So we're talking back at the level 2 and level 3. I'm going to go ahead and reset those filters so we can take a look. If I were to select here what we're talking about, so I just selected, this is actually a contact, the 12 Days of Amy December Challenge. I created that during the 12 Days of Amy, and we have that over on YouTube or in this group if you would like to check it out. It doesn't need to be December to do those 12 Days of Amy Challenge. If you feel like you need a little business boost, it's there for you, and we are happy to make sure that that link ends up in the comments later. Oh my goodness, Selena has Janessa's live alarm. Thanks, Selena. It's okay to catch the replay. Totally fine. I'll be here for you waiting. And Ida says I block out time each day for Amy. I have a time set, a time to send text and a certain time to put in the orders in. I put the orders in from the previous day first thing in the morning. What a great routine. Ida, that is incredible. And Ida went from before Amy, she's increased her monthly volume. I hope that this is okay to share. She's introduced or increased her monthly volume to be in excess of a number that she never thought imaginable. Like she was hitting her best month ever and then just kept hitting her best month ever since using the app. I'm hoping that my live stream is not dead. Fingers crossed. So in talking about team members, let's talk about connecting with team and making sure that we're building that into our routine. So here, these are the categories. You can list individuals as a team member. If you just list them as a team member, you're not going to get the 3 reminders to connect with them. However, if you're filtering by team members to reach out to them because maybe there's something special that was just announced or you wanted to share that with them individually, you could filter by team members. Level 1s, as I mentioned, will get those 3 reach out reminders or those 3 to-dos each month, beginning of the month, middle of the month, end of the month. So ideally used for those that are working the business, maybe working on promoting, maybe working on ranking up. Level 2 ideally would be the way that I envision it, and it's you use it for your business in the way that's best suited for you. Level 2 would be something that you would filter by and then connect with these individuals once a month or so just to say, how's it going? Is there anything that you need from me? And then something that's really powerful is I believe you can achieve whatever you want. And I know that's hokey. I will never forget when I had a leader reach out to me personally, way back when I was doing direct sales. This was like 5 or 6 years ago. And she said, I see in you, or I believe that you can do a lot more than what you're currently doing. What's stopping you? It was a very powerful moment. And I will say it made a change, right? So sometimes it's okay to encourage people to go, if you want more than just to supply your own closet, let's talk about that. closet, whatever you happen to offer. Level three would be somebody you might want to reach out to once a quarter, twice a year. But again, you would filter by those individuals and then reach out to them individually. So, hi, Alyssa. Hi, friend. Hi, Eileen. Lots of friends here today. It's always okay to share. So, yes, Ida's done incredible things. And Lauren, all the friends today. Hello. Maybe it's because we talked about business besties. If you have a business bestie, I would love if you are willing to shout them out below and tell them or tell the group what you are most proud of your business bestie. And if you are looking for a business bestie, shout that out as well, because we want to. The beauty of this, the beauty of community, is we are here to support one another and to cheer one another on. With that said, my 15 minutes is up. And I don't know if you can tell, beginning of the live, I was a little slow, run down, got here with my community, right? Uh, our community is a better way to put it. And my energy picked up because, again, I'm here for you and you're here for me, and it's a beautiful thing. So utilize those routines. Make sure to use the app to stay super efficient so that way you're not getting distracted by a lot of the other things that are going on. If you need to utilize this team to take care, or this time to tackle your to-dos while listening to me, I think that might be a common thread going forward, because I saw this incredible domino effect as we started chatting. And I look forward to seeing you next Thursday.